Good morning. My name is Tyler Sauve with Sauve Solutions Group. Many people have asked me to create an audiobook for my book and to record it. And I know that there's a lot of ways that you can do it digitally with AI, even for free, which is kind of cool. But I personally don't like listening to AI. I don't have a phenomenal sound studio. My furnace might turn on. I do have my nice podcast here, so hopefully the sound sounds okay. I'm just going to go through and read the book to you, and hopefully you enjoy the sound of my voice as I go through and read this. I haven't decided whether I'm going to stop as per every hour or every half an hour or at the end of every chapter. We'll kind of see how it goes and see when life comes and interrupts me. Eventually I will record the whole thing and you can listen to it there. All right, here we go. Let's get started. So, Mind Fodder 42. Thought nuggets to feed your personal and professional evolution. Introduction. Welcome to Mind Fodder 42. Thought nuggets to feed your personal and professional evolution. This book is a tapestry woven from the threads of varied life experiences. At 42 years old, I, Tyler Sauve, have worn many hats, from wilderness survivalist to door-to-door salesman, filmmaker to regional sales trader, and now a teacher and consultant specializing in business, sales, and communication. Each role has enriched me with invaluable lessons about resilience, adaptability, and the transformative power of maintaining a positive mindset. Now, before we dive in, let's talk about fodder, a word that might not be familiar to everyone. In its most literal sense, fodder is food for livestock, something farmers provide to nourish their animals so they can grow and thrive. But metaphorically, fodder is material, thoughts, ideas, and experiences that can feed our minds, spark growth, change, and evolution. This book offers just that, nourishing stories and reflections to help you thrive in your personal and professional life. Mind Fodder invites you on a journey of introspection and discovery, promising insights that stem from real-life triumphs and trials, designed for those at life's many crossroads, career changes, leadership development, or personal challenges. This book guides you through the complexities of adapting and thriving in an ever-changing world. Each nugget in this collection shares a story and also incorporates my personal reflections and a looking glass self-reflection exercise. How long should this moment be? I suggest the time it takes to boil water, steep a cup of tea, and savor it. To truly benefit from this book, I encourage you to engage actively with these reflections, allowing them the time and thought they deserve. Here, you'll find stories from my own life and from those I've encountered along the way. Stories that span the spectrum from despair to hope, setbacks to victories. These narratives do more than offer solace. They equip you with perspectives necessary to face your own life's challenges. As we traverse these pages together, I encourage you to reflect, question your perceptions, and take actions towards a more empowering existence. My aim is to inspire you not only to weather life's storms, but to harness them, learning to thrive amidst adversity. I'm committed to making a positive impact, beginning with the way we talk to ourselves. By practicing metacognition, examining our own thoughts, we can recognize how our mental patterns influence our interactions and perceptions, unlocking new ways to experience the world. Thank you for joining me on this voyage of growth and discovery. Together, let's uncover the hidden lessons in life's complexities and apply them to forge a brighter, more fulfilling path. Cordially, Tyler Sauve. Reader's thoughts. I think what I love the most about reading these is I wanted to learn more. It made me think, and I am so glad we met. I have been reflecting a lot lately. We spent the holidays in the children's hospital. My son got very sick with RSV and pneumonia. We are now home, and he is okay. And just before that, my sister had visited. We recently lost her daughter most horrifically, and we had a few days of talking it through as she prepares for trial, to hopefully see the man who took my niece's life convicted. All that to be said, I am reflecting on how grief changes a person. So reading moments that changed your life's trajectory will help people connect to what you are trying to get across. And I see that you are a teacher at heart. My favorite humans know how to use life as an example to provide context. I have been searching my whole life for wisdom, but I recently realized that my prayers for that have been answered in a way I never expected. I believe that wisdom is a possible result of adversity, and I have had plenty of that. I do believe wisdom can be imparted and shared, but best when experienced. Jen W. The thought-provoking questions really got me to reflect on some big moments in my life. I generally don't engage in that kind of activity when I read these types of stories or / activities, but yours has somehow struck a chord. Ted B. Creativity and independence. Imaginary Sister, the story that started it all. Sometimes, a seemingly simple moment, an offhand comment, an unexpected confrontation, or even a small rule becomes the catalyst for something far greater. For me, it was a journaling assignment in grade 3 that cracked open my understanding of authority, creativity, and independence. This story is where my love for writing began, not because of the assignment itself, but because of what I learned in its aftermath. As you read, reflect on your own journey. Was there a small moment that ignited a passion or reshaped the way you see the world? This story. Let us go back to when I was in grade 3. My teacher assigned us an exercise, a journal for free writing. Curious, I asked what the rules were. There aren't any, she said. The assignment was simple, just write. Inspired, I asked if I could take the journal home to continue writing. Sadly, she told me the journals had to stay at school. That small restriction was the first crack in my belief in the infallibility of teachers and adults. I didn't disobey. I left the journal in class, but I was curious enough to ask if she had planned to read our writings. She assured me she would not. For a while, everything was fine, until it wasn't. One day I was called into the principal's office. My mom was there along with my teacher and the principal, with my journal ominously placed on the desk. Have a seat, my teacher said. Being true to my independent nature, I asked, is this about my journal? She asked me to sit again. We want to talk to you about your sister. I don't have a sister. No, I said flatly, refusing to sit. They insisted they just wanted to discuss my journal entries. I turned to my mom and said, they lied to me. We don't need to answer any of their questions. I want to leave. Then we walked out of the office. Later, my mom explained their concern about the content of my writing, suggesting that they suspected hidden truths or plea for help within my fictional stories. However, I was so focused on the breach of trust, their promise not to read my journal, and their subsequent dishonesty that I wasn't interested in hearing their rationale. That moment solidified my understanding that adults and authority figures could be wrong, and sometimes deeply so. Introspection. Since reflecting on that day, I recognize how profoundly it shaped my views on authority and creativity. The deceptive simplicity of a journaling assignment revealed unexpected boundaries that initially confused me. Yet, this incident did more than just spark my passion for writing. It instilled a lifelong curiosity and a propensity for questioning norms that seemed arbitrary. This quiet defiance has not only fueled my creative endeavors, but also guided my professional interactions and personal relationships. This moment reminds me of Austin Kleon's book, Steal Like an Artist, where he challenges us to embrace creativity as an act of exploration and rebellion. Kleon emphasizes that creativity isn't about following rigid rules. It's about breaking free from convention and transforming limitations into inspiration. My teacher's journal rule, despite its intent, wasn't a constraint. It was an invitation to think differently and write without apology. That early lesson in questioning authority and fostering independence not only shaped my creative pursuits, but also molded my approach to life. Creativity, I've learned, is a form of a personal truth. a space where freedom and self-expression converge, even in the face of misunderstanding or opposition. Looking Glass, Personal Reflection Exercise. Summarizing each nugget, you'll find a section called Looking Glass. This is your invitation to pause and reflect, examining how the insights shared might resonate with your own existence. As, and I don't know how to pronounce this name, Soren Kierkegaard, I apologize if I brutalized that, famously said, "Life cannot be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." Creative restrictions. Recall a time when you encountered limitations in a supposed space of freedom. How did this influence your creativity or inspire you to rethink differently? Questioning authority. Reflect on a moment when challenging authority felt necessary. What did this reveal about your personal values and courage? Meaning of creativity. What does creativity mean to you, and how do you foster it in environments that may not always support it? And as the purpose of these thought-provoking looking glass sections is to take a moment to stop and think, I'm going to do that. I'm going to stop this video, start a next one for the next one. I'll probably read for an hour or so, however much time I have this morning. But I want you to take that moment and just think about those questions. And we'll start a new video. Thanks, guys.